Start recording. Hello, everyone. How are you? My name is Tracy Black, and I've got Sherry Blacko on here as well. And we're going to be teaching all about Beat the Burnout, how to feel like yourself again naturally. So, let me ask you a few questions. Before we get to that, let me just tell you here's what we're going to be covering tonight, all about burnout, what it is, how it happens, and then how to take some lifestyle changes and natural solutions to beat the burnout for good. So, first, take a look at this and let me know in the chat box if you have ever felt any of these. Have you ever felt overwhelmed, or do you feel tired when you wake up? Do you need caffeine to get through the day? Do you get mood swings or brain fog? Do you ever feel like you need a nap in the afternoon? Or maybe later in the day, you feel so wired that you feel like you need wine or alcohol just to relax? Definitely been there. Do you get terrible sleep? You can't you can't sleep or like go to sleep. You feel restless. Maybe you can't stay asleep, or you just don't feel rested when you wake up. Or perhaps you've got food or sugar cravings, or you've been dealing with weight gain, bloating, headaches, or digestive issues. So tell me in the chat box, have you ever felt any of these things? Let us know. Because if you have, this might be your body waving its little white flag saying, help, I need help. And so that's why we wanted to talk to you about this tonight, because I think to some degree, most of us have probably experienced at least one or two of these things. Sometimes when it's like really close to burnout, I feel like it's like five or more. So, my name is Tracy, and about 10 years ago, I experienced a major burnout. I was stressed out, in a rush, irritable all the time. Truthfully, I still struggle with this every now and then. I also felt really tired in the mornings and then wired really late at night. Like usually at 11 o'clock, I would get my second wind and I'd be like, okay, I need to do all the things, or I need to hop on the computer and get some work done. And back then, I would use caffeine as a way to get through the day, like just constant, like IV drip of caffeine, just so that I could get through without crashing in the afternoon. And what I didn't know then, and the reason why we wanted to do this class tonight, is because I didn't realize that caffeine's not the solution. It's, not just getting more sleep. What I really needed was to support my adrenals, my energy, my blood sugar, foundations that really help, my body deal with stress. And when I focused on these things, that's when the whole world just kind of opened up. And it really started with a very simple routine that made me feel like myself again. And Sherry's going to talk about that in just a little bit. But first, I wanted to do a little overview on what is burnout. So it's actually a pretty serious thing. It's not just feeling tired. It's really sort of, your body just plagued by stress, right? And you're just not getting the recovery that you need. And it leads to, specific things like, trouble focusing and brain fog, maybe those emotional ups and downs or irritability, right? So it affects your brain. It can also affect your hormones. Your cortisol levels are probably elevated. You probably have adrenaline, right? Maybe you're sort of like adrenaline seeking. I'm a little bit like that just on my own. So just your stress, how you're responding to stress is just all over the map. It can affect your heart and your blood pressure, right? Just that strain from constant stress of feeling like you need to run from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. And then this inevitably often leads to mood or nervous system issues, right? You're feeling anxious or restless. How many of us have dealt with that, right? Again, if you've dealt with burnout in any degree, all of this, you're probably shaking your head going, yes, I've experienced all of this. And then just to like add to the pile, right? Then your blood sugar gets spiked. Often, again, just because you're maybe reaching for snack foods, chocolate, sugar, caffeine. And so that leads to more cravings and crashes and irritability. It's just kind of like this endless cycle. And if you don't put the pause and really nourish your body, it's just going to continue. And it just kind of feels like you're always on survival mode. So how burnout happens is it doesn't just show up, right? It's not like it just happens in a day. It's this slow creep. That's why it can be really hard sometimes to recognize it because we're like, gosh, it just kind of happened and I didn't even realize it, But this is usually the way it kind of progresses, right? So your stage one is you're just go, 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 right? Okay, I'm going to get some coffee. I'm going to get, maybe an energy drink. I just got to push through and you ignore the rest. I feel like this is kind of mom life 101 where we're often in this stage. Stage two is when, the burnout starts to affect your sleep, right? And your digestion and just kind of like, like everyday body functions, right? Sleep, mood, digestion. Then you start feeling groggy and anxious. You're on edge. Then we start moving into stage three, which is like you're tired all the time, even when you feel like you're getting a full night's rest. It's just so overwhelming and I'm so stressed out, right? Like we just wrapped up the school year and I'm going to tell you, I had a little bit of feeling like that. And then, stage four is, this is total burnout. It's your body is forcing you to slow down through fatigue. Maybe you start to get sick a lot, and then you've got that total burnout. So it's one of those things where if you don't take the time to rest, your body's going to force you to rest, So really, you want to get ahead of the curve on this and figure out ways, and we'll be talking about that tonight, to address burnout. So, like I mentioned earlier, it's not just one thing, right? And it's usually not just something that happens overnight, right? So, it's a mix of things, usually our habits, as well as, just the time, just it starts to build up over time. And it's easy to kind of like dismiss, right? Like, it's okay. I'm just going to grab this one little coffee. It's okay. I'm just going to, it's all right if I, stay up late this one night. But, when you start adding all those things together, again, it's that mix of leading to burnout. So stress, so that chronic stress of emotional, mental, physical pressure, right? When we're not nourishing our bodies properly, we skip meals, reaching for the sugar or the caffeine. You have that, not sleeping well. I'm going to tell you the thing that's probably keeping us up at night, every night, doom scrolling on the phone. I am so guilty of this, right? But I'm like, I'm just decompressing. I'm just decompressing before bed. I know I do it too, but it really does lead to very poor sleep. Multitasking and overcommitting. Again, I feel like we're really talking to the moms out here because so many of us do this. Overstimulation, again, phones on, right? Especially in bed, lots of noise, so many decisions we need to make. All of that, along with nutrients, like not getting the nutrients we need, will just, it'll spiral. It'll just start to spiral and it sends signals to our bodies that we need to slow down. Like I said earlier, if we don't slow down, our body's going to force us to slow down. So let's talk about what we can do to prevent this. I'm going to hand it over to Sherry now.
Thanks so much, Tracy. So I'm Sherry Placco, and I admit it, I am one of those busy women who gets burned out. I'm a teacher. I have 2 days left in the school year. So I'm kind of like feeling a lot of those right now. The end of school year is very hectic and just life, right? Life is hectic. In the past, I find myself getting caught in these cycles. And I also, I battle an autoimmune. And so I feel like that just compounds everything. Now, I manage my autoimmune naturally. I do not take medications. I have rheumatoid arthritis. I've been very fortunate. But when this burnout is getting close, then of course, like the autoimmune creeps in. And then I'm starting to have the impacts of that on top of all the other things. So it's no good when that cycle is like catching up with me, because then that cycle leads to the chronic inflammation, bloating, weight gain. Yeah, I become a hot mess for me. So by making some very simple diet, lifestyle, and natural solution adjustments in my routine, I've gotten back on track. And I'm actually, I had a couple of years where it was really rough, and I'm finally like back to me. So I'm super excited. I want to share some of the things with you. So we're going to talk about first, if you can go to the next slide, Tracy. Thanks. So let's talk about foods that we can eat to help reduce that burnout. Okay. So we have to lower the cortisol in our body because that's the source of all of that stress when your cortisol is high. So we can do that with an anti-inflammatory diet. Now, when I was diagnosed with my rheumatoid arthritis, I was like, oh, wait, I can eat nothing. That's not true. You just need to learn about what's good, what's bad, what can you reduce, what can you increase. So some good foods that are going to help lower your cortisol naturally are magnesium rich foods. So magnesium actually supports your nervous system and it helps regulate stress. So avocados, who doesn't love a good avocado, right? Bananas, pumpkin seeds. Okay. Don't think I'm lying to you. Dark chocolate, not your milk chocolate Hershey's Kisses, but dark chocolate with the 70% or more cacao, because that's where the benefit comes in. And I'm not saying to eat like a big bar every day, but dark chocolate can be beneficial. So every now and then, treat yourself. Fruits, especially berries and pineapple, because fruits are packed with antioxidants and vitamin C, and that's going to reduce those cortisol spikes and it helps that inflammation. Omega 3s and healthy fats. So these also combat inflammation and support brain and hormone health. Now, I don't eat seafood, so I have to work really hard to get omega 3s in. But some good sources are wild caught salmon, flax seeds, chia seeds, avocados again. So these are foods that you're probably already eating that you can increase. Vitamin B rich foods are great because those are so crucial for energy, brain function, and stress regulation. So you can get that through your beef, chicken, and organ meats and eggs. My husband and I, for the past 4 months, we've been eating eggs every day. And I've noticed such a reduction in my stress level. We've gone on like a big protein kick. So every day we're eating eggs. And I've noticed a lot more energy. My brain functions better. And I never realized how just adding eggs in daily would make that impact for us. Also, healthy oils. So get rid of those bad vegetable oils. A lot of them are very inflammatory. Use avocado or coconut oil. And then you also need protein for your blood sugar stability. Balancing your blood sugar is going to help prevent those cortisol spikes. So again, eggs, salmon, shrimp, chicken, beef, lentils, and beans. And then if you're a fan of tea, green tea is great. Naturally calming thanks to the L-theanine. Plus, it's rich in antioxidants and gentle on your system compared to coffee. Now, I'm sorry, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm still a coffee girl. But back in the day, I would drink like 8 cups a day. No lie, it was bad. I now drink 1, maybe 2. So I've come a long way. I don't need that caffeine just to get me through the day anymore, but I used to. And then fermented foods. That's great for your gut health. And a happy gut means you have a happier, more balanced brain and hormone system. So think about sauerkraut, kimchi, and kefir. So those are the things that are good for you. Increase those. So what do you want to reduce or avoid altogether? Because these are the things that are spiking your cortisol. These are the things that are going to create blood sugar crashes. They disrupt your nervous system and they cause inflammation. Alcohol. Yeah, even that glass of wine, it's going to do it. Excess caffeine. That's why I don't drink 8 cups anymore. I've really gotten good. Soda and energy drinks. Simple carbs. This is a hard one, but I've really given up carbs in 90% of my diet. I'm gluten light. I'm not gluten free, but like 1 day a week, I'll eat bread or a carb. That's made a huge shift for me. And then obviously the high sugar foods, the candy, the sugary cereals, and those things. So those are about foods. Now let's talk about lifestyle changes you can do. So there are 3 non-negotiables. These are the big 3. So you want to write these down. This is important. These are your baseline. If these aren't in check, everything else is that much harder. So the first one, sleep. Quality sleep is essential for your hormone balance, for your brain health, and to lower your cortisol. Aim for 7. Ideally would be like 8 to 9 hours, and prioritize winding down without your screens. Sorry, you got to put them away, or any other stimulation. Um, I know, especially if you're a busy mom, that 7 to 9, you're like, yeah, right. Try to get as close to that as you can. It may not happen every day, but the closer you get to it, the better you're going to feel. Movement. We're not talking go out on a 5 mile run every day. Gentle, regular movement like walking, yoga, stretching, strength training, Pilates. That's my jam. It's going to support circulation, improve your mood, and again, reduce those cortisol spikes. And then diet. Yeah, because what you eat literally tells your body how to feel. So you want to fuel those anti-inflammatory, nutrient-dense, protein-rich foods that are going to balance your sugar and nourish your gut and brain. I have seen such a difference since I've upped my protein. So then those next level things, once you have those basics in place, these habits are going to take you deeper into lasting stress relief. So prioritize your self-care. People, you're important. You have to make time for yourself. Not scrolling. Sorry. Not multitasking. I'm the queen of that. I've always got like 5 things going on, a lot of plates in the air, but real rest. Find a hobby. Maybe do a skincare routine. Go for a facial. Go for a massage. Do some journaling. Take a bubble bath. Whatever fills your cup, but you need to give you time for you. Work on some practice mindfulness, meditation, breath work, gratitude journaling, or even 2 minutes of stillness can shift you from fight or flight into rest and digest. You really need to give yourself that time. Delegate. I admit I have a hard time with this one. You don't have to do it all. Let go of what's draining you. Ask for help. I never do. I just keep saying yes. But hand it off because your peace and your health is worth it. And just say no. I know it's hard. If you're one of those yes people, I'm a yes person, say no. You need to protect your energy. If it's not a full body yes, then it's a no. You need to learn to do this. It's a wellness practice, learning to say no. I'm still working on that one. And then another big one is ditching your environmental toxins. Hopefully you've already been on that path, but so many of those everyday things in our homes are loaded with hormone disrupting chemicals. Those synthetic fragrances are the worst. Get rid of those candles, those air fresheners, those plugins. Bring out your essential oils and your diffusers and your cleaners. Those harsh cleaners are awful. So use the Thieves Cleaner for an easy, non-toxic alternative. It's just safe, effective, plant-based, and it smells amazing because little shifts make a big impact. It's all about creating a space both inside and out where your body is going to feel safe to rest, repair, and thrive because that's where we need to be. All right, so now we have a few other things that we can talk about with supplements. So when it comes to lowering cortisol and restoring balance, the diet and lifestyle are foundational, but sometimes we all need that extra little support, right? So that's where these great, amazing, high quality supplements come in. These are going to help fill the gaps and give your adrenals, your nervous system, and your immune system the function, the boosting they need to reset and thrive. So here are some of my favorites. I'm sure Tracy too. These are our best cortisol supporting must-haves. Ninja Red. It's like the Mac Daddy. It's the thing everybody needs in their life. It's a super powerhouse antioxidant drink made from our Ninja wolf berries with essential oils and other nutrient-rich superfruits. And it is shown to help support better energy, a deeper, more restful sleep, and reduced inflammation. Oh, remember all that at the beginning, how all of those things are adding up into our body, causing this? So it's my go-to for immune support, hormone balance, and whole body wellness. And the bonus is it tastes like amazing. Cortistop is another great supplement for your body. Now, this is not something you take every day, but it will help you in these times where you're feeling that burnout rising. it really does help your body manage stress and regulate your cortisol levels. So the way that you take this is that you take, I believe it's 2 a day, but you take it for 30 days. You take it until the bottle is gone. Because the idea is this is going to help you get your body back in a good level space, but you're not meant to take it every day. You want your body to do what it's supposed to do. But this might give you that extra boost if you need it. Super B. So B vitamins are the fuel your adrenalines crave, especially in stressful times. So our Super B provides the full spectrum of B vitamins. So it also includes methylated forms, which means your body's absorbing it. And that's what you want. If you just buy something off of Amazon, you don't know what's in it and you don't know how much is actually bioavailable, and your body's going to absorb it and get the benefit. You're just going to it's going to be pushed out of your body with your waste. And then mineral essence. And I think maybe Tracy has to talk about this later because I still can't choke this one down. I know it's great for you though, because your body runs on minerals and your adrenal glands especially need it. So this mineral essence has a blend of ionic trace minerals that are easily absorbed. And it's got those essential oils again in there to help make it more bioavailable in your body. But it's very high in magnesium, which is going to be great for muscle recovery, sleep, and relaxing. It aids in balancing your electrolytes, and it's critical for adrenal repair and function. So this is a really great thing. And again, these are not quick fixes. This is meant like for you to be using consistently along with that healthy lifestyle change and those dietary changes that are going to help your body shift out of that survival mode into that state of where we're not always in the burnout state. And then, of course, we've got a couple of oils that are amazing as well. So some other oils that we can use. I if you haven't been using essential oils yet, I love it because it's my toolbox. Whenever I've got something going on, I reach into my essential oil toolbox to see, okay, what can I use to help me with whatever I'm feeling right now? And they're not just like feel good smells. They're literally very targeted plant-based allies. They're going to be your best friend and they're going to help your body on a deeper level. So a big one is Endoflex. I have been using Endoflex for almost 10 years now. Think of it as the cheerleader for your endocrine system, including your adrenal glands and your thyroid. It supports hormonal balance, adrenal energy. It encourages the metabolic health. So the where you would want to do this, with Endoflex, I put the roller top right on the bottle. I apply it to my adrenals on my back, and then I use the back of my hands and I rub it in, and then I put it on my thyroid, which is on your neck. So super easy. I do that every day. It's your go-to for daily endocrine support. Stress away. Another good one. It's their bottle of calm when life is a little overwhelming. So just kind of roll it on, smell it. You'll feel the difference. Tranquil is really great for sleep. It helps quiet the mind and soothe the nervous tension. And then Progressence Plus. This is a game changer. It's formulated with naturally derived progesterone from wild yam extract. And there's also some essential oils in there, frankincense and peppermint. It's great for hormonal balance. I remember hearing once that everyone, once a girl starts menstruating, you use it for the rest of your life. This is not something that ever goes away. So people use it in different ways. I know Tracy recently, we were talking about this, that it's actually better to use it at night. For the last 9.5 years, I've been using it in the morning on my forearms. So I think do what works for you. I have not shifted to it. Maybe Tracy would want to add in about that. But I notice if I skip a day, I can feel the difference. But they generally say just put it on a soft tissue area. So I do forearms. They say inner arms, your thighs, your neck, like experiment and see where it is. But all of these things, the clean lifestyle, the healthy food, those mindful practices, and the oils are great additions to your wellness toolbox. And they're going to work with your body, not against it, to help you get rid of those feelings of burnout. So that was a lot in a short time. So what's next? Well, If you haven't heard about Ninja Red, it is everything. And there is a 14-day reset. I love it. It's got a meal plan, fitness plans. It's not like that quick diet thing. I will tell you, since August of 23 till now, I don't do it perfect, but I have lost over 30 pounds. Um, I don't do it perfect. Nothing in my life is perfect. I do it as good as I can. But literally just making those small lifestyle changes, I'm down 30 pounds. I have a picture of me in the same shirt from then until now, and it was scary. So look into Ninja Red and join the reset. It makes you feel good for everything, even if you're not looking for weight loss. It really helps that whole burnout and stress cortisol reduction. Go back to the person that referred you to this call and let them help you get started. And then mark your calendar, because next Tuesday, same time, we're going to be doing a class about healthy swaps you can make for your home. And then if you are already with Young Living, add these things to your loyalty order. And if you're not, have the person that reached out to you tell you about that, because literally it's free money. So why wouldn't you want to do that? Tracy, is there anything else you wanted to add to wrap this up?
No, you did fabulous. And then my secret hack for mineral essence, because it's an ionic mineral supplement. So it does have kind of a salty flavor to it, is in addition to the supplements that Sherry talked about, I also like to use something called sulfurzine powder, which has a little bit of a sweetness to it. And so that helps to dampen down that saltiness from the mineral essence. But that really is like my 4-step like supplement, daily, that I love to do for like hair, skin, nails, energy, like everything. So that's another one that I would add there. But Sherry, you covered it perfectly. And we are so excited for you guys to learn more about Ninja Red or the 14-day reset, or even join our class next Saturday. So these classes that we're doing are open to family and friends. We'll have a recording of this that you can then share with anybody that you know, and then share your own affiliate link to give to them. But please invite people to our Healthy Swaps class next week. It's going to be amazing in just 30 minutes. So now what we're going to do is we're going to shift into our business call. And I apologize to everyone who's on the call right now, but hop back in just a second. So I'm going to end this recording and then hop back into the call. Okay. All right. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Thank you.